Hello, YouTube land. This is Jeff with Jeff's Toy Reviews, and I am finally back from Stan Lee's LA Comic Con or Stan Lee's Kamikaze, and I wanted to get a few videos posted and let you know I had an awesome time. I was able to pick up a couple more Transformers. I was able to find a few books that I was really looking for, and I met a lot of amazing cosplayers. And if you want to see their pictures, please go to JMERCER76 on Instagram. And I put up maybe, it feels like 40, 50 pictures up in a day. And I still have a few more that I have to post. And I got to meet some really exceptional people. And I just wanted to say that, I had such a great time. I can't wait to go back to the next big con. It was crowded at times, but I had a fantastic time. I will be putting pictures up throughout the week on my Instagram channel of my haul, because there's quite a few things. I bought a lot of graphic novels, a lot of big hardcover books. I got a few things signed, and I did pick up a couple of Transformers, third-party Transformers I was looking for, and I got my last piece to my Hulkbuster set for the Marvel Legends, so I do plan on doing a review of that. But without further ado, I wanted to finally review Shuraking, and I will tell you right now, I like the look. I mean, you can tell. I'm going to bring in the camera here. It might get a little shaky. I apologize. Oop, that was my finger. But if you look at this guy, look at that face. Two massive cannons. This piece, I'll just take it off. It's his face mask. And look at the chompers on that guy. And his mouth moves down. Oops, sorry. Moves down and I close it. Come on. Oop, just did it. Oh, that's fine. And it chomps down. Oop, there we go. And it closes too. And his eyes are kind of sunken in there. His face mask is this piece here. And the eyes are bigger and the face mask is pretty cool. I leave the face mask on just because I don't want to lose it. But actually going forward, I'll just put this with the rest of the parts for these guys and just leave it like that. So I'm going to do a little go around with this guy so you can all see, he's amazing. This is Blade, their version of Swoop for GCreations. And this is his basic gun, right? His missile launcher or however. I do like the hands. The hands are very articulated. They has one, these come out. You can see he has knuckles for every finger. Each finger is individually articulated. And he does bend at the knee, but I'm not going to move his legs at all. I'll show you some arm articulation. The reason why I'm not going to move his legs is because there's all these tab bits in here that don't click in. They just friction in, and they pop out as soon as you move his legs. And it's a pain in the butt to get him back in, and then his stability is all off. So, and here is Thunderous. It was a Blade that came with rubber paddings that you can put on the bottom of the feet so he doesn't slide, which is great. And this is Growl in his leg mode, and we're going to come up. This is a double-bladed sword that one blade, the bigger blade came with Blade, and this blade came with Hammer, which is their version of Slag. And same hands, came with the hand and everything. You can't really interchange them, I don't think, to the legs or anything else, which is fine because I think he'd be so top heavy with the legs as his arms. But I haven't added the Autobot symbol yet to Hammer here. But as you can tell, I did add it to this chest plate, and I added it to Wrath, who is the main body, which is their version of Grimlock. I added it to his chest. I'll go back over to Blade, and I added it to the pterodactyl head, and then you can't see it, but it is on Growl, their version of Snarl, and Thunderous version of Sludge. I have that on their foreheads of their Dino mode. So, without further moving, I mean, you can see a lot of chrome bits, really nice, and aesthetically on the shelf, he's beautiful on the shelf, but he is a complete mess when you try to move him. So if you bring up his arms, you rotate this out, didn't even touch it that hard, And it doesn't stay tabbed in very well, so you got to keep or slot it in. It doesn't stick in. There's an extra piece here that attaches to Wrath and the chest armor in the back, and then you just plug the robot into it, and it doesn't snap into the arm like it should, or into the shoulder like you think it would. You can not use these pieces if you wanted to, but his arms would be lower and he'd look kind of ridiculous. So, and for those of you who have the complete set in Thunderous, or if you're waiting for Hammer, don't worry, Hammer does come with Thunderous other gun. Now, when Thunderous first shipped out, they shipped 2 guns exactly the same. Instead of a left and right, they just gave you 2 rights, or 2 lefts, depending on how you're looking at it. And Hammer does come with the other gun, which is great, because now he has the shoulder cannons. And of course, you can put Blade's wings on the back of Shuraking. They do fold out a lot further. I don't have, well, let's see here. I can just do that, maybe. So if you want to, I actually like the bigger wings on him. The only reason I put them down and put them away was I have him on the shelf with Constructor. And do a wide shot so you can see that. Looks so much better, right? Very cool. So I have him on the shelf with Constructor, and I just needed a little bit extra room. So let me go ahead and put the camera, mount the camera down. And here we go. Oops, sorry. And my thumb's out of the way, my fingers out of the way. So, my opinions before I do comparisons. Like I said, aesthetically, bam! This is a Dinobot combiner that you can really get behind. He looks fantastic. If you wanted to pose him, good luck. If you wanted to have his arms straight out, good luck. He is so off balance, depending on where you put his arms or legs, that he'll either fall forward or fall backwards. And if he falls forward and you have him on a high shelf, who knows what's going to happen. I do love the figure, the way he looks. I hate the fact that you really can't pose him. Like if I bring the arm hammer out, see? I mean, just barely tapping it and it drops. And I like the double-bladed sword. I like how he looks. Like I said, overall, he looks great. But I think, in my opinion, and everything that I say here is just my opinion, I think GCreations maybe thought of the Dinobots first and then heard, hey, someone's doing a combiner. Let's change ours into 1-2. And they kind of reversed engineered a little bit and brought him into this guy, to Shuraking. They wanted to create Shuraking. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But that's just my opinion, because it does not look like it was engineered properly, because all these pieces that help you combine Shuraking, crotch piece is a separate piece, the chest piece, all this stuff to put on him is a pain in the butt to get on him in the first place. And trying to remove it is a nightmare. It takes forever. The pieces tab in really, really strong, and then you cannot remove it. Like it takes, you have to get a knife or a letter opener or something, a flathead screwdriver, just to pry the tabs away, and just so you can remove, like if you want to separate them out into their Dinobot forms. And their dinosaur forms, are fantastic. I love their dinosaur forms, and I love their individual robot forms. Because for me, they remind me of G1 Dinobots that are just completely on steroids. You know, that's what I like about them. And they look really cool. But to actually have this Shuraking that looks fantastic, this combiner, and not be able to do like Constructor, Toy World's Constructor, who is amazing for posability and just overall balance and everything. He's fantastic. I'm going to bring him up here in just a couple minutes just so you can see the comparisons. I just wanted to get my opinion out right now. Aesthetics and look-wise, it's a 10. He looks great. Everything else, as Shuraking, is a 5 or a 4. Like, he can't pose him. He's loose. He's too tight. You cannot bend him at the knees. because the joint socket that's attached to Wrath's feet or his legs are so tight. You need something to move it. Or the plugs that are in Thunderous and Growl on their ports on their back where the knee sockets plug into, they're so tight you have during transformation you have to use a lever like a screwdriver or scissors or a letter opener just to be able to move it in its notches to put it in proper form. So posability and everything else, I mean, it's a one. I mean, it's just what it is. He can't pose. Like this is what he can do. He can stand up and look menacing, but he doesn't do anything else. And it's sad because I've been looking forward to this figure. I think it's taken like 2 years for him to come out, or a year and a half for him to come out overall. And I'm happy that I have them all. But I noticed the issue when I got Wrath. Because when I got Wrath and I plugged in Growl and Thunderous, it wasn't that great. It wasn't very steady. It wasn't happiness. It was like, oh God, he doesn't stand up. These don't stay tabbed in. He's gonna fall over. So to buy or not to buy, it's completely up to you. These guys range, they're about 115 per bot, except for Thunderous, I think it was 134. I mean, not Thunderous, excuse me, Wrath, the Grimlock was 134. So you're getting close to $600, which over a couple of years doesn't seem like much, but when I get this guy and I compare to other figures that I've paid over the time, like combiners where you wind up paying that much, I don't think you're getting your money's worth. Sorry, GCreations, just my opinion. I'm going to move him over because I'm going to bring in the comparisons now. Make sure he's still on screen. And I'm going to bring the screen back just a little bit. You're going to see some of my junk behind me, sorry, behind my board there. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to adjust the camera just a little bit. And I'm going to raise it just a little bit. My apologies. I don't do edits on my films. I don't know if you know that. I've said that before in other videos. I don't do edits because I do it all on my cell phone. I don't have a computer right now to actually do the edits. So it's a little frustrating, but you know, here you go. So I'm going to start with the Masterpiece figure right here. There is Red Alert or Takara Alert. And I mean, the size difference is amazing. He doesn't even come up to the knee, you know. He's just, sorry. He's small compared to this guy. This guy's huge. Put him there. Here's MP10. Not even to the crotch. Not even to the bottom. I mean, yeah, no, his antennas hit the crotch. But that's about it. I mean, MP10's not a small figure. He's a big fig. So, you know, he's a leader class figure. So it's kind of cool that he's that way. I'm going to bring in a Combiner Wars Superion. He does have the Perfect Effects feet and hands on. So, you know, he's going to be a little taller than he normally would. So, but still, he's at the elbow. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move him. And then I'm going to basically put him up against what I think is a better quality Combiner. And just because of price and everything else, and I will adjust the camera here in just a second. And I mean, you can see right off the bat, he's taller. You know, he is absolutely taller than Shuraking. Constructors just. I'm going to move the camera just a little bit. Sorry for all the movement, but so there you go. I mean, here's your comparisons right here. Bring Superion back up. And, you know, comparison-wise, he's a decent size. I think Masterpiece scale, Dinobots, not really. I would say these guys better go with like Voyager class size figures, like your Voyager Primes and so forth. Do I have a Voyager near? I do. I do have a Voyager Galvatron, which is the same, which is I think a little taller. about the same. A little taller than Red Alert. And I'm bringing this back so you can. I'm going to bring the camera down so you can see Galvatron next to him. Bring the camera back. Sorry for all the movement, but I'm really trying to just get my point across. He's huge. He's a massive guy. But I mean, there you go. He barely comes up to the knee on Shuraking. So, and that's fine. And I'm going to move the camera in a little bit. So I'm bringing the camera up so you guys can see. And then I'm going to finish my review right now by saying, if you want a Dinobot combiner, I don't own the, is it Toy World that did the other one? I think it is. If it's not, please correct me. Let me know. And people had their issues with it. I have my issues with this one. I'm happy I got him because I think he looks amazing. But Shuraking is, I don't think he's for everybody. I think he's great if you want something on the shelf that looks really cool. But if you want something that's posable, you're not going to get it here. He's just not that posable. GCreations have a greatly, these guys are highly detailed. They look fantastic. But overall, I'm happy I bought him, but I know he's not for everybody. I know he's not going to sell to everybody. He's not going to be what everybody wants to buy. So really do your shopping. Look at a lot of reviews. I'm only doing the comparison and review, my opinion on this guy, because to go through to transform every bot and to show you everything, I really didn't want to do that with these guys, because I will tell you, he is really fiddly when you're combining him. Very, very fiddly. And the figures themselves, not every tabs in. So, you know, when you finally get them in, you got to be careful. If you move it wrong, forget it. You're done. You got to start that leg or whatever over again. If you want something solid, I would definitely suggest Constructor, because they're about the same price, and he's much bigger. He looks better. The detail is great. He looks G1-esque, a lot better than this guy does, of course, because he wasn't a combiner to begin with. But the robots are pretty cool. The individual Dinobots are great. So I guess that's my review and comparison of Shuraking with the other figures that are out there at this time. And I would say, again, if you like Dinobots, you want something cool to look at on your shelf that's a combiner, go with Shuraking. If you don't care, maybe hit up Toy World, or I think it's FTC might be doing the individual Dinobots. They have, that are very G1-esque. A lot of people rave about them. I haven't picked those up because they're like $200 a piece, and that's just too rich for my blood right now. And this guy was, you know, he was over a long period of time, and $110, $115 per figure. I can save up a month or two to get that figure. So, but that has been my review and comparison of Shuraking to some other figures out there that are probably on most of our shelves already. I hope you enjoyed this. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Instagram. Again, I took a lot of pictures at the Stanley Comic-Con, LA Comic-Con, or the Stanley Kamikaze. People keep calling it both. And I will be putting more pictures up on Instagram. There's a few more cosplayers. I have to write down their screen names and stuff, because I was taking notes from them to shout them out, because you know what, they were awesome. They were really great, and to be able to, you know, do the shout outs was really cool, and I was very happy to be able to do that. So thank you again so much. You all have yourselves a great day, and please don't forget to like this video if you like it. Comment if you have anything, comments. Try not to be negative. I mean, if you have constructive criticism, please be constructive. But if you're going to just be mean or whatever, I tend to block you or mute you, because I don't want to hear mean comments. I'm just that guy. I'm just trying to, this is what I do for fun, and it's just my opinion. My opinion may not reflect everybody else's. So again, thank you. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, share this video, have your friends subscribe to my channel. I will be doing a contest giveaway again for November. That's probably going to start next week, and I was going to do the Civil War figures, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do the Civil War, Bucky, and Falcon. I might be doing the Transformers, Titans Returns, Walgreens exclusive, Brainstorm. I did pick up 2 of them. I opened one. I'm going to show my comparison video very soon between that one, the Walgreens exclusive versus the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, so you guys can see the color differences and everything else. So those are coming. Thank you again so much for watching. Please stay safe out there and have yourselves a good one. And thank you. This has been Jeff with Jeff's Toy Reviews. See you later.